Hi, my name's Dorlin. I wanted to talk to you guys about an amazing hobby I have called LARP, Live Action Roleplay. I've been doing it, I've been at my current LARP for a year in April. And I think that I don't know everything, but I do know what I wish I knew before. Like, I do know what I wish I had known before I had started at the LARP I currently go to, and I think this might be a good, like, flat level things you should know before you start LARPing kind of video. When I first started, I didn't know anyone at the LARP. I had gone by myself with no friends, and honestly, that was really nerve-wracking. I am someone who has a lot of social anxiety and I get really nervous around large groups of people and anxious around large groups of people. Um, and I really like stepped outside of my comfort zone even going to my first weekend event. I had not even gone to a like a one-day event previously. I showed up and I had kind of thrown together a costume and, you know, I had help with making my character sheet previously through their NPL, which is a new player liaison. Most LARPs have those. They probably go under different titles or names, but they are a really helpful resource to have. And also, other LARPers are helpful resources for the game that you are in. Um, One thing that happened is I did not like the character I was playing. Um, a lot of what she did was crafting, and crafting in each game is different. I just didn't enjoy it as much. And it took me a while in game to find out like what I wanted to do, what kind of character I wanted to play, like what aspects of my game did I enjoy most and wanted to do. One thing I discovered was I don't like to craft. I don't like to be like an alchemist or an engineer. I like to be like a magic class, like people who throw spell packets, which are typically little squares of fabric that have like birdseed in them, and like you can tie them with like string or something so that it holds all the bird seeds and you like throw them at enemies. And I really enjoyed that aspect. I also have like a melee weapon. I like, carry like a big long stick that I made, which I'll show you guys eventually. Sorry, I'll show you guys eventually, and maybe in another video. But I didn't like my first character. She was a gnome engineer. She had blue hair, like I have blue hair now, but it was like bright blue hair. And I didn't really enjoy her, so I ended up NPCing the entire weekend, which, I was sad that I didn't enjoy my character, but I did learn a lot NPCing, and I'm glad I didn't give up on going because I have a character now that I'm completely in love with and super happy with and am super invested in what she does. But my first event, I NPC'd. On the bright side, though, it helped me learn the mechanics of the game and helped me understand how the game works and how, like, you do combat and spells and stuff like that. Because I was playing my enemies or I was playing various, like, NPCs that they needed within the game, which was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed it and kind of helped me test the waters with different things that I think I might like. And it helped a lot. And I do suggest that maybe if you start a new game, and you're kind of nervous and you don't know how things work, you could always NPC. Games really do appreciate when people come out and NPC for them, because without NPCs, you can't really have a game. I mean, you could, but like there would be a lot less to offer, I guess. Like we go out on mod cards, which basically we have like cards set up on the trails and you pick them up and they have an encounter on them like in D&D. There's encounters if you've ever played before and your like DM or plot sets them up, and we have NPCs that play the other characters that you encounter. They could be spiders, they could be uh fairies, they could be anything, they could be humans or whatever, gnomes, anything really, I guess. But NPCing helped me out a lot with understanding. the mechanics, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Uh, and it led me to make the character that I have now. She is a elemental mage. She does the flame damage stuff. She's really cool. And the more I played, the more I realized what I wanted to do. Like, I realized that I wasn't all that interested in combat, like I initially was. Like, I'll do small combat stuff here, but you're not gonna see this girl on like a death march through the woods at 12 o'clock at night because that's scary and I don't like it. And you don't have to. Your game is what you make it. If you're not having a good time, change it. Make it the way that you want. My LARP has this policy where your first 3 weekend events, you have the opportunity to choose to like rebuild your character. So you can remake your character to suit you best. Because the thing is like when you first start out, you don't know how to expend your character points very well. And I still do this, and I still spend them in poor ways. And I'm like, oh, I regret that so much. But they have an in-game way of kind of like tweaking your experience, like the way you distribute it, which is really nice because I make mistakes a lot when dealing with my character. And you're new and you'll do that too, but your character is who you make it. Nobody can tell you how to distribute. Well, I mean, they can suggest ways on how you should build your character, but if you want to put points into something everybody else thinks isn't important or isn't going to help you, you don't know, that might play an important role eventually. But a lot of what I like to do is the role play aspect of LARP. I like to interact with other characters, interact with NPCs. A lot of what my character does is like rituals and stuff like that. She's focused more on staying close with her friends and family and not venturing out too far. I mean, she does go places, and I do small little, like I'll go berry picking, is what it's called. It's all the easy mod cards, so like the encounters on them aren't too incredibly difficult, which is nice because I don't hit hard and I can't get hit hard. So, but I am a spellcaster, which helps. But the nice thing about being a character who doesn't really do combat is I have other player characters that are willing to help me and protect me. And when I do go out, I do try to handle things on my own. But I have other people there to get my back. It's a lot of team building. It's a lot of working together. Um, Another thing I kind of wish I knew beforehand was I'm not gonna have the best costume or kit in the world before I start. Like, I put a decent costume together, but a lot of people, it takes them years to like get it like immaculate and get a bunch of pieces, and layering is key to costume. Oh, I have so many layers I wear. I have like 5,000 scarves, like you don't understand. It's wild. um but yeah, like I really wish that I had known that like nothing, like everything's gonna be fine. You don't have to go with someone. If you go out on your own, they're a welcoming community enough. They'll be like, help you through it, help you meet new people, help you meet other players. And there's always the chance there's gonna be other new players that are joining when you join. Like, there's been a couple people when I joined, they also joined. And then we also do a thing where we take new players out on a mod. That's called the new player mod. Go figure. And it gives them a chance to test out their character's abilities. But I do suggest like talking to veteran players or players that have been there longer than you, because they're gonna know more. They'll know more about the lore if it's not easily accessible on the internet. I know some LARPs will post all their lore and history and all that kind of stuff on their website, but mine does not. So all of the lore and information that my character gets is through other players and NPCs, which is, really nice. Because it kind of leaves it up to players to get things correct, or if they're wrong, then everybody ends up getting in a whole kerfuffle, and yeah. uh, but that's where I'm gonna end today. There'll be more videos to come. I want to talk more about LARP. I want to show you guys my kit, my weapon that I made, and a bunch of other things that relate to LARP, I guess.